The long-awaited standalone Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is here, but how should you build his hidden potential? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the Fizz LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and trying to figure out what is the best hidden potential for him. Because in actuality, a lot like many of the units released during this 10th anniversary, this Carnival LR can actually go a couple different ways depending on how you want to use him. So let's go ahead, let's dive right in. This guy is full power, 220% HP, attack, and defense, right? He is a new Carnival LR, and as such, he has a single category lead in the new meta of 220%. His 18 key is greatly raising attack and defense for the turn, as well as causing mega colossal damage while greatly lowering enemies' defense. He also raises attack and defense for the turn normally, right, for a 30% raise, while lowering defense on his 12 key. On his passive, he is getting an entrance animation that can be activated as long as you have an Android Cell Saga or a full power ally on the team, which is very, very easy to do. And what it does is grant him an additional attack that has a 30% chance of becoming a super attack per existing enemy. So basically, if you're fighting like SBR style event or anything where there's multiple enemies, he can do up to 5 supers. If you are, and that's just from the base effect. If there are up to 5 enemies and he does these attacks, he's also still got an additional 2 supers and then his hidden potential for 4 turns, right? So depending on what you're fighting, you will have you can launch a couple of different supers. In most cases, you're going to get the 1 from this part of the passive, which is a medium chance, and then you're going to have 2 guaranteed chances, and then you'll have your hidden potential chance. So he's still doing 4 to 5 supers in a turn. He's got a key 5, attack defense 258%. He guards all attacks, and he has a damage reduction rate of 20%. He gets an additional key 1 per key sphere obtained. When attacking, he gets an additional 158%. And for every attack performed, he gets key 1 up to 5. And then he also gets an additional attack and defense 10% up to 80 for every attack performed. When receiving an attack, he gets an additional 158%, and starting from the 5th turn from his entry turn, he gets an additional 158% attack and 58% defense when attacking with the 18 or more key, and performs a critical hit when using the active skill or getting the 24 key. So it's very basic, right? He's not doing anything too crazy other than launching additional attacks. And then, of course, starting from the 5th turn, getting that guaranteed critical hit. Now, that active skill that he has can be activated as long as you have a Kamehameha ally starting from the 5th turn, or when facing only one enemy whose HP is 89% or less, starting from the 5th turn. So this is a very easy condition to achieve. So, given all of that, what is the best potential for him? Well, as a Fizz type, right, you can see that he naturally leans into additional attack. Being a Fizz type, he can get a base 20, which is up to 40% additional chance, 50 if you add in the skill orbs. Now, this combo attack is probably a really good potential for him, because it will allow him to build up this 80% all that much faster, right? Which is really good for a lot of fights. But here's the thing. This character seems to be designed for the short style fight, quick bursts of the battle-hardened formidable foes. So depending on which type of event you want to take him in, you could lean into additional attacks and allow him to do those multiples and build up in medium to longer style fights. Excuse me. Getting sick there. Or you can lean into critical hit. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? But he gets guaranteed crit after the 5th turn. But for those battle-hardened formidable foes, those short fights where he does already have, 7 additional super attacks, being able to get a critical hit during that time is going to be incredible for him, because it's going to allow him to break through enemy damage barriers and defenses and help you finish the fights faster. This character is clearly meant for those fights, and so putting him there and taking advantage is the best thing you can do. Otherwise, you could just lean back into additional attack. Either one, I don't really see a problem with. For longer events, the additional attacks are going to be useful, especially because, you know, once that 5th turn goes away, he stops doing additional attacks. So having at least one extra is helpful for him. And then again, you know, for shorter style fights, critical hit would be best. Dodge is kind of okay, right? You could lean into additionals and dodge if you wanted to, if you weren't too worried about having that critical hit. But honestly, I think a balance of crit and combo is probably the right way to go. Dodge maybe not so much necessary, because he's got plenty good defense to begin with after all of those supers, and even post super at the, you know, at the end of his string here on turn 5, because at that point he's got the additional 58 plus, once he receives the attack, another 158. So he's still going to be all right defensively, just not as good as he was before. So to wrap up, again, combo attack for short events if you're planning on bringing them into longer events, or I'm sorry, combo attack for long events, and critical hit for short events like battle hardened formidable foes. Either one will work and do you wonders. So guys, that is it for the video. That is the hidden potential guide for LR Super Saiyan 2 Goku. If you guys Gohan. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, how did you build your Super Saiyan 2 Gohan? I am definitely starting to lean more into that crit, having used him a little bit more. He's doing plenty of additional attacks, so I feel like the crit for those early parts of the fight might be necessary. But let us know what you did in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.